So I was born in the Bronx. My family came from Vega Baja, Puerto Rico in 1956. We were living both in the Bronx and in East Harlem, in El Barrio, in the projects on 97th Street. And my upbringing was a very typical New York diaspora. I call it diaspora because I was raised in the projects with a mixture of Black, Italian, Jewish folks. That was a very important part of my upbringing because it allowed me from an early age to live, a very open life and allowed myself to be influenced with more than just what was happening at home. My first school was PS 109, which is now an artist residency program in East Harlem. And when it was time to actually decide to go to high school at 14, I went to the High School of Art and Design. So at the age of 14, I was a little commuter, taking the train back and forth from the Bronx to Manhattan on 57th Street. And that made me grow up very fast, actually. I was a child of the radio and TV. And it allowed me to embrace, at the time, Motown and the Beatles. And my first musical joy was listening to Chubby Checker and The Twist. I heard about Pratt Institute. And when I applied, because of my background at the High School of Art and Design, I had an excellent portfolio from which the people at the school recognized me and wanted me in the school right away. But they recognized that I didn't have the financial means to be, paying for school. They asked me to just go to classes while they were working out my financial aid package. After a month of that, I got a call from them and they asked me to leave. They didn't help me with trying to stay in the school. They just asked me to leave because I didn't have the money and they weren't interested in helping me stay in the school. Well, that was devastating for me personally. That was the first big no in my life. And I was furious. And what I did was I rebelled by going to East Harlem and finding my own art scene. At the time, there was this gentleman by the name of Hank Prussing, painting a beautiful mural on the streets of East Harlem on 104th and Lexington, painting images of people from that neighborhood. Okay, it was a very endearing project that he was creating every day, just minding his business. And I asked to be his apprentice. And Hank took me in as his apprentice and he taught me very basic mural painting techniques that he had created. Well, that was my entryway into being this artist that I am today in East Harlem, thanks to Hank Prussing. In the 80s, I was one of the go-to artists of the neighborhood. People would come to me requesting flyer designs, t-shirt designs, poster designs for events, album covers. With these requests, I was literally formulating a style, a technique, a voice. But what I did consciously do was not decide on one specific medium. In other words, I enjoyed working with sculpture, working with ceramics, working with etching, but this is how I evolved. This is how I invited myself to remain in school, literally, by just instilling a sense of wonder, and experimentation as well. Not a graffitero, because I was never really interested in graffiti. I was interested in really fine art in the streets, because I was part of that population of people that loved art, but didn't have it within me to actually frequent museums. So I wanted to literally bring the museum to my community. So that's how I guess inadvertently became the street artist. Then I have everything in front of me. See what I'm saying? So it's literally creating mosaic strategy. I'm inventing all these terms, mosaic strategy. ¿Qué aguaje, coño? Aguaje, how do you interpret in English the word aguaje? Winging it. What happens is you fall into a trance. You know what I mean? And you do so much of it, you lose track of time because you're listening to music while you're doing this. And you're actually having fun. So 2 hours feel like 2 minutes sometimes. And that's, when I surrender to it. We use the word in Spanish, entrega. Turn yourself over to it, surrender to it. It's another way of me saying to people, enjoy it. Yes, it's hard work, but if you enjoy it, it becomes hard fun. I'm inviting you to evolve with me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I don't live for me, I live for we, If you're evolving, I'm evolving too. That's the way I'm living. And that's why I'm doing public art that way. Because whoever sees the project belongs to that person. But if that project that the person sees, they have bragging rights that, I couple of circles on that tile project, that's even better. Because then the connection is genuine. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to create more and more moments like that in life, you know? Because this is fun. I feel like a baker in a bakery, you know, with all these sweets that I can't eat by myself. But it's very direct signage. It's like I'm tattooing a neighborhood, reminding people that you gotta love the neighborhood because it's a lovely neighborhood, just for the sake of it. I put them in glass. But up there, if you can see, there's Bad Bunny reminding everybody that Puerto Rico must be free. All right, because that's what he's been touting ever since he got global attention, which I love him for. Okay, and what I mean by diaspora, that I'm sourcing different, I guess, facets of who I am culturally. And that's something that I picked up in the projects, living with Black and Latino and Jewish and white and Italian people. And in an early age, I recognized that no matter what, we were one community, one big familia. And that really revealed itself on Christmas, eating each other's kitchens and just partying with each other. That's what I'm glad that I've been able to do in this existence here, that I've created these unofficial landmarks. One day they might be official, I don't know.